This is lesson 4 in our Faerie Magic course. It's important to understand that fairies are connected to nature. And as such, the wheel of the year is a very important part of Faerie Magic. Now, to reiterate, as I stated in our first lesson, that my understanding of fairies and Faerie Magic is very based on Celtic tradition, and that's how I learned it. But understand that it's not limited to this tradition. It's just the lens through which we see this magic. This Celtic version of the Wheel of the Year has 8 significant festivals that are believed to be ideal for observing fairies and gaining access into their realms. Those festivals are very important in Celtic tradition, and they provide an insight into the mystical and enchanting world of the fairies. And during those times, portals are open, and it's through those open portals that communication with the fairies are very often encountered. They give us a chance to explore their realms much more easily during these times. And also, in honoring these festivals, we honor the fairies and their ways of life. So doing that, we can strengthen our connection with them and then gain access to their realms. Those seasonal festivals are a powerful way to honor nature, embrace the spirit of the land, and by understanding and respecting the ancient traditions associated with these festivals, we can open up very powerful portals into the fairy realm. We can also gain insight into our own spiritual path by connecting with these magical times. Now, during the nights when the moon is full, especially at twilight or midnight, fairy encounters are very likely to occur. And this is the case on certain days of the week. Wednesday, governed by Raphael, and especially Friday, which is associated with Venus and the angel Ariel, the fairy sovereign, is one of the days of the week that are very important. Last week we spoke about brownies in your home, and that's really what we're going to focus on again this week, but a little bit more directly. Now, whether or not you believe that you have brownies present in your home, it's very smart when you're working this magic to create a fairy shrine, a shrine dedicated to the fairies. This shrine is a portal to the astral, allowing your requests to pass through and usher blessings into your home. And it serves as a central point for your fairy magic pursuits. If you prefer discretion, your shrine can be very simple and inconspicuous. You can place it on a shelf or any other surface, but it really does need to be located in the north, facing the north or on the north side of the room. When deciding on what items to place in your shrine, ensure that they're meaningful to you and represent the forces of nature. The north, the northern portal, the angels associated with the signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Ariel, angel of Taurus, Raphael, angel of Virgo, Cassiel, angel of Capricorn, and then, of course, Lumiel, who is the angel of the earth. The north is also connected to the sacred mountain of the angels in the book of Enoch. And additionally, it is linked, like we said before, to Ariel as the sovereign of the fairy realms. Raphael as Hermes, the god of magic and the guide to the underworld, and Cassiel, the ruler of Capricorn, an earthly sign symbolized by the goat. And remember that the goat is also associated with Lumiel, also known as Lucifer. Now remember that your shrine doesn't necessarily have to be elaborate, doesn't necessarily have to be conspicuous, but it does need to be meaningful to you. So you want to enhance your shrine with a diverse selection of items that are commonly associated with fairies. You can use fairy-themed cards, images, special feathers, crystals, pebbles, seashells, birds, eggshells, potted plants. But on that particular shrine, not in the rest of your home, but just on that shrine, we recommend that you avoid cut flowers. We want things not to be cut off from their source in your fairy shrine, although the fairies do appreciate when you bring flowers into your home, as a general rule. It's also important to note that on your fairy shrine, only gold, silver, or copper should be included. Other metals should be excluded. You can incorporate herbs, oils, incense, perfumes to further enhance your magical shrine. But mostly what's important is that you keep it clean and tidy and sacred. When you're finished setting up your fairy altar or shrine, you want to take time daily to connect with its energy and its intention. The pole star, or Polaris, is located just a little bit more than 1 degree away from the northern celestial pole. The stars around the pole are associated with the Celtic goddess Ariel, who represents the north. Ariel is a lunar goddess revered during the full moon and is referred to as the silver wheel. In Welsh mythology, the northern lights, also known as Aurora Borealis, northern crown, is called Chair Arienrod, or the castle of Arienrod. You can incorporate a representation of the pole star and or Arienrod into your fairy altar or shrine. You might consider using an image of a star, a moon, Aurora Borealis, a silver wheel, a spiral symbol, or even use crystals such as lapis, clear crystals, or anything that reminds you of the north. Arienrod governs life that follows death, and departed souls reside in her castle until they are reborn. The tarot card called the Moon symbolizes this, and we can see the connection with Gabriel, the angel of the moon and guardian of the astral domain. The north represents the subconscious mind, the astral planes, and the realms of dreams. Invite Gabriel into your shrine and invoke using a clear glass of water and a few drops of jasmine oil. This helps to call upon the energies of Arienrod and Gabriel, thus connecting you to the astral realm where the fairies do reside. Set up your fairy altar or shrine in your home to connect with and honor the fairy kingdom. It's a very special way to bring the energy of Arienrod and Gabriel, as well as the pole star and the northern lights. By dedicating an altar or shrine to fairies, you can open your home to their mysterious and magical energy. We do have a whole course on astral travel, which is going to be extremely helpful in your work with the fairy realm. So if you haven't taken that course, I would recommend it. Remember that we all have our own very special connection to Arienrod and to Gabriel and the fairy realms. So you want to use your intuition to decide how best to work with their energies. Keep an open mind, practice patience, and have faith in yourself. You'll be able to tap into the beauty of the fairy realm safely. Consider placing your shrine in a secluded area within your garden or out in the wilderness where the fairy interactions are the very strongest. To show your appreciation, leave small offerings like fresh milk, honey, or fruit in any natural container, such as a half of an eggshell, a half of a walnut shell, or a small seashell. It's good to do this during the full moon and on festival days for certain, but any time in addition to that is fine. Keep in mind that while fairies seem to have the power to manipulate time, they are still very much affected by the seasons and lunar tides. You want to keep all of your intentions and actions in line with the purest of heart. Always be grateful for any gifts or guidance you receive from the fairy realms. The more mindful and respectful you are toward them, the more they will reveal themselves to you. And you can actually start having relationships, especially with your household fairies, who very frequently, more than any other in the fairy realm, long to work with you and have a relationship and connection with you. So, to create your fairy shrine, begin during the waxing moon by gathering the items that you'd like to include. Set it up around the time of the full moon, preferably on a Friday evening. Dusk is a good time. Make sure that your seal of Agrippa is prominently displayed when you are working on your fairy shrine and any time that you are directly working with the fairies. By welcoming the presence of the Shekinah beforehand, you can tell the fairies and any other astral entities that you are a practitioner working under the protection of the angels, and you should not be harmed, deceived, or misled in any way. You can also light a candle, pink or blue, associated with Ariel, or plain white, symbolizing Gabriel. Once you feel the Shekinah has descended into your space, noticeable by a very subtle change in atmosphere, you'll face north and you'll say something to the effect of, "Great Angel Ariel, as the sovereign of the fairies, I humbly ask for your protection during my travels into the realm of Faerie. I also ask for the guidance of Gabriel, the angel of the moon, to light my path and lead me back home safely. Additionally, I pray that no beings who pass through this portal will bring harm or misfortune to anyone. I make this request in the name of Lumiel, Archangel of the earth." Remember to cleanse and refresh your fairy shrine at least on the 8 seasonal festivals. Make sure that you change things up a little bit, that you portray the season at hand, etc., that you give some care to your fairy shrine. The more you take care of the fairy shrine, the more the fairies are going to be interested in taking care of you and your home. Remember that you don't want to forget to thank the fairies for their protection and their guidance whenever they come through for you. This is the mistake a lot of people make, and we see it in fairy tales all the time, taking them for granted. If you don't take them for granted, they seem to really love to help you, especially those that are in your home. Now, by working with the Shekinah, we can open up our minds and hearts to new spiritual realms. Invoking her protection gives us a sense of safety while allowing us to explore these magical realms without fear or worry. Through honoring them on the seasonal festival days, cleansing and refreshing your fairy shrine regularly, and thanking them for their help whenever they come through your door, you'll be able to maintain a very strong connection between the fairy and your own life, one that is filled with joy, love, peace, and abundance. May Lumiel, Shekinah, and the angels bless you in all that you do. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate you. Until next time, blessed be.